Feed management is important from the moment fry start to eat formulated feeds. Wild tilapia naturally eat feedstuffs such as algae and other plant materials from the water column. In aquaculture, tilapia are trained to feed from the surface as it allows farmers to better monitor fish and their feeding behavior, ultimately leading to better production results. Tilapia must be trained to eat floating feeds. This training takes place in the fry stage. Immediately after hatching, tilapia fry have difficulty swimming as they do not yet have the strength in their tails to swim properly and continuously. Therefore, feeding fully floating mash will tire out the fry as they will use too much energy swimming up to the surface to feed. This often leads to high fry mortalities as a result of starvation. Since fry batches generally consist of eggs from various females, they may differ slightly in age and thus development. In order to accommodate for the slightly older fry, it is recommended to start offering feed roughly 1 day before the yolk sac of all fry is absorbed. At a water temperature of 30 degrees Celsius, the yolk sac is generally absorbed after 4 days, so the first feeding can start after 3 days. To support a high feed intake, the first feed should sink slowly. The feed should be administered a few small scoops at a time. After touching the water surface, the mash will float for a couple of seconds and then slowly start to enter the water column. It will hover around the surface for a while before gradually sinking to the bottom. To avoid feed spillage and uneaten feed accumulating at the bottom, administer small quantities of feed at a time and monitor fry feeding behavior. Good feed management practices will allow for fry to consume the right amount of feed before it reaches the bottom. Tilapia starter feed should be administered between 8 and 10 times per day for a uniform fish batch size, faster growth, high survival, and an optimal start in life. A good feeding session lasts about 20 to 30 minutes and stops when the fry are satiated and no longer show interest in the feed. As fry size increases, they can consume larger particles. Consuming more nutrients at once reduces the effort needed to feed, and in time, the fry will start to swim to the surface with ease. As soon as fry reach 10 grams, they can transition to the first floating feed.